It works, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. And I think it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a complicated one. It's going to be a weird one. And I'll explain why in a bit. First, I got to say hi to all of you. First 10 minutes, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have not been here before, I have forgotten. First 10 minutes, just me talking to you guys, rambling, so that people can, mosey on into the stream. They don't miss anything. And, whole thing gets me all nice and warmed up. So, if you're watching this after the fact, feel free to skip forward or don't. If you're watching this live, sucks to be you. You get to listen to me ramble, which, let's be honest, is the entire stream. Anyway, hello, everyone. Hello. How are we all doing? Good to see there are some names I haven't seen in a while. It's probably because it's Saturday instead of Friday. Who wants to know why I didn't stream yesterday? It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you. So, I did a thing yesterday. And by did a thing, I went out in public for the first time in a while to like a public. I go out in public, but like to an event. And the event was Dragon Force. It was a concert. For those of you who ever played Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero 3? I don't know. Through the Fire and the Flames. Well-known song. Won't play it. I'll get copyright striked. But they had a gig in Seattle. And I went, oh gosh, it's been 2 years since I've been to anything. I'm vaxxed. I'm boosted. I'm wearing a mask. The mask mandate ended at midnight. So that tells me that the hospitals are ready to go if I do get violently ill. It's not a bad time. And for the price of the tickets, they were pretty low. Oh, it was so good. Was anyone there? I know some of you are in Seattle. Was anyone moshing with me at the concert? I was in that mosh pit throwing people around. It was very politely and professionally. A professional mosher, ladies and gentlemen. They're so much fun live. Right, Ronan? I didn't... did I say, yeah, struck, not strike. Sorry, thanks, Freddie. No, they're so, I was like, it's a cheap ticket. They're just, getting out and about. No, they were great. They brought it all. They had 2 opening acts, which I did not expect. It was Seven Spires, phenomenal, and Visions of Atlantis, phenomenal. Such good opening. It was a very long concert. By the end of it, we're just like in the mosh pit, like, this is great, but like, I'm very bruised. It's great. Very tired. My throat might go out because I was doing a lot of yelling. It's either that or I got COVID. I'm pretty sure I didn't get COVID. Well, we don't know yet. If I was going to get COVID, that's the place to get it. But, Araj, thank you so much. Good to see you as well. And Colony, thank you so much. Oh, shucks you. Thank you. But yeah, it was, what a night. What a great time being out there. And all that good stuff. Palma, yes, you do. Now, folks, squeaky chair. This stream and a lot of future content is going to be about Delete Lawz. Now, Delete Lawz, I don't really know what his gig is, other than he really hates Terry versus Ohio because he was the recipient of a no-knock warrant in a story that changes every time he tells it, it seems. Not every time, but there are inconsistencies. We're looking into it. Don't worry. We're doing a deep dig into it. But anyway, he really hates Terry versus Ohio, which is a super important case that confirms police can stop you and frisk you for just reasonable suspicion under certain circumstances. And it's a big deal for law enforcement. It's really, really important. He gets a ton of stuff wrong about it. And he was on a stream with... Team Skeptic, who I've heard the name of. I've never looked at their stuff. I'm going to now because that stream was pretty great. Honestly, I think Team Skeptic had some excellent points and dealt with a lot of the fallacies presented by Delete Lawz very, very well. So if you haven't checked Team Skeptic out, I can't recommend it because I haven't seen it other than that. But I know I'm going to check it out. And that's the best honest recommendation I can give is that I'm intrigued. And if you're intrigued by my intrigue, I mean, God, if you're not already familiar, I have no idea. Theo, thank you, says the bacon is loose. You know it is. This is about to get crazy. It's Delete Live right now. Well. Oh, well. Anyway, Devin's Angel says, need a bit more cardio. I absolutely do. Moshing is intense. It'll drain you. And yes, I absolutely need more cardio. And that's a heck of a, if I could just mosh for cardio, I would. That would be the only other metal concert with moshing I've ever been to before was Sabaton. And I got to do it more. It was great. It was tons of fun. I'd go back to Sabaton. I'd go back and see Dragon Force again for sure, or any of the opening bands. Sabaton had Hammerfall. They were a lot of fun. And then, of course, Seven Spires and Visions of Atlantis opening for Dragon Force. So good. So good. Oh, I'm still just like, I'm still a little just drained from it from last night, but it was good to be out again. Hopefully, we're at a point where, with COVID, it is safe to do these kinds of things again, because I missed it so much. But yeah, anyway, so Delete's talking about how he is SA by police while being strip searched. Explains a lot. Oh, assaulting. Yeah, no, I've been through a lot of his content, and by a lot, I mean not nearly even close to all of it. But I've been listening to podcasts that he was in. I've been listening to videos he's made, or watching videos he's made, just to put his story together. After, like, the first time you find something that doesn't match up in his story, like, that's all right, cool, let's go. So there's tons of stuff to go through. But yeah, a strip search, you bend over and you just spread them. I'm trained on strip searches, like very minimal training. Thank goodness. Strip searches. Arash, thank you. Okay. I'll pour myself a drink, but I'm not gonna be able to drink too much. I haven't even gotten to the spin wheel. This one's for you, Arash, though, because you did it. Oh, that's a lot. That's fine. You know what? It's gonna be that kind of night. I need it for my throat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, by the way. Is it possible they stuck a finger up there? Yeah, because that might be part of the search, if reasonable. It's a whole thing, but like, bruh, his story, it's a lot of his story that does not add up, but we're gonna get there. There's so much of his content that's just wrong. And the nice thing about his content is he tries to actually use facts. He establishes timelines, so it's really easy to pick apart, as opposed to, well, I think this, I think that. And to be fair, there is a lot of that. But he presents things in a way that is just very tear-apartable. And we're going to do that today. But before we do that, I have... Oh, yeah, no, Daphne. Yeah, he's got a few... He claims to have been the biggest live stream TikToker, which I have no way of confirming. Maybe I could confirm it somehow, or confirm that's not true, before his account got deleted, probably for misinformation. I don't know. That'd be my guess. But yeah, he's gotten a lot of stuff removed, my understanding. Hello, baby. That's right. I don't know. Jess, I can't say that all of his content is wrong, because I haven't seen all of his content. But what I have seen, nothing has not contained significant inaccuracies. Delete Lawz, I'll debate you. Absolutely. You should have said something before now, because I have a whole thing. And tell you what, you can watch this, and you can see what I'm going to say. Gives you a chance to prepare. Tiny little man. That's adorable. Yeah, I'm not the one getting fingers put up their bums. So, who's winning in life, huh? Me or you? Is it me or you? That's you right there, isn't it? Look at that. That's you. Is it me or is it you? I don't know. I have my... Unless you're into that sort of thing, I don't kink shame here. Now, thank you, Rush. That is delicious. Okay, Delete Lads. Let's calm down a little bit. You don't run this. Hank, thank you so much. Says Sally, Jesse's soft sit likes deep dive cavity searches. Ooh, no kink shaming. Hey, I hear good things. All right? There's a whole prostate thing going on. Appreciate it. I always forget. I've never done all of that. Never say never. But if that's your thing, I'm more power to you. Have fun. Commentator Auditor, thank you so much. And you know it's time for that sass. And Carlos, thank you so much, says, I appreciate having a stream, Blue. It's been a rough day, and working from home is a drag right now, so thanks for keeping today interesting. Oh, you know I will. Now, Robert, thank you so much as well. Says, finally catching a stream live. Wish you had a join button. Love the content. Keep the great work. Oh, for having like member. Yeah, I really should do that whole member thing. Yeah. One of these days.
Our Lord and Savior, Taser Daddy.
Look at Delete Lawz trying so hard to be relevant right now in the chat. Hi, Delete Lawz. Hi, Chili. How you doing? Luke, can I summarize? Yes. I'm going to basically make Delete Lawz look stupid. He's in the chat, so he'll be able to watch him react to this live, potentially. So that's exciting and fun. Now, I will happily do a debate with Delete Lawz. No question about it. It's just that I have plans right now, and I would be... It's like, so last stream, the same thing happened. Someone was like, oh, I'll debate right now. I'm like, this isn't even about you. And it would be very disrespectful to all of you who came here expecting a thing. So Delete Lawz, 100%. Let's do a debate. But I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to give you an advantage. You're going to see some of the points I'm making, and then you can take those points and prepare for them. Okay? Does that work for you? This is only hurting me. I don't know if he's still here. It's fine. We'll do all right. So yeah, we'll do member levels. That'll be perfect. Let me just write a note there. Member level. Shkablamo. Cool. Oh, he's gone now? Oh, that's fun. He'll be back, I'm sure. Either in the chat or in the comments or something. U235, what would we debate? What are we going to debate? Ooh. All right. That was a lot. Now, before we do it, Alan DD, I think your math is a little off there. Now, I do have these, and remember these, we have the spin wheel. I'm going to put that up, and I'm hoping we get these out of the way if you guys are interested. And I only have 3 of them because I'm about to do this stream with handcuffs. Okay? I need to be able to take the handcuffs off by the end of it. So, I'm opening them because if I do get the handcuffs on before donations come in, I'm not going to be able to open these. So hopefully I don't spill these everywhere. Now, $25 a spin. Hey, Arash, thank you. Duh. Yep, that's cinnamon apple juice. If you want to spin, it's yes or no. 50-50. Should keep things interesting. Thank you. Now, before we get into that... oh, excuse me. Before we get into that, I want to play you a clip, something that Delete Lawz said. Real quick.
Tortured and put into a dungeon. You could still be educated.
That's not torture. That's not
It's
torture.
absolute torture.
It might
Dude,
be torture
where do you
from a
live at? I'll come
subjective
there.
perspective. I live
You're
in
in
Texas. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
what part?
North Texas. Come on with
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna drive.
Let's go ride
through
some
there
horses.
in handcuffs for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
And
And then
what do you
decide if it's
and what do
torture or
you what do you think it's gonna? Yes, I've been put in handcuffs before. I've already told you that. But it's
No, but I'm
not
gonna put you in
torture.
handcuffs now, and you're gonna tell me if it's torture.
All right. So that establishes a few things. One, Chili here, or Delete Lawz, thinks that 10 minutes in handcuffs is torture. And you might think, oh, it's because he's a big dude. He even says, oh, it's my shoulders. Like, there are 3 options, dude. Work out less, be more flexible through, I don't know, yoga, or get arrested less. Problem solved, right? You have 3 options that you're not taking. But 10 minutes in handcuffs is torture. It's tempting to say, oh, it's because he has big shoulders, so it's torture for anyone who's big. Except he challenges Team Skeptic and says 10 minutes for you to be torture. Now, Team Skeptic, no offense, Team Skeptic, because we're in a similar boat, not necessarily a huge guy, right? I assume smaller than Delete Lawz. So if we are similarly not ripping out of our clothes, Hulk style, then presumably what Delete Lawz is saying is 10 minutes for anybody is torture. So I have some handcuffs. Aaron, thanks so much. For some people, 10 minutes in cuffs isn't nearly long enough. You're not necessarily wrong. Now these, Smith & Wesson brand. I have another Smith & Wesson brand I'm going to show you in a second. These are your standard handcuffs. These are the exact type I carried. These are not the ones I personally carried. Those are in storage somewhere, I'm sure, and I didn't want to go find them. So I got some brand new fresh ones. You can never have too many. These are legitimate law enforcement handcuffs. These are the exact brand, exact type that I carried when I arrested people. Okay, they have the chain connector, and it gives you a nice bit of mobility. And yes, some people, they are too big, either fat or muscular, and this was a problem that we had with military men. They are too big to get their hands behind their backs to handcuff. So what do? You take a second pair of handcuffs. It's real simple, and you connect them. And now, all of a sudden, they're still handcuffed, but you got a little more space. That's what you do. That's the solution. Is if someone's like, oh, I can't fit my arms behind my back. Cool. Second pair. We all carry 2 pairs with us for this exact type of thing. Or if you had more than one person. And then also we had zip ties in case we had a lot of people. But we didn't usually carry those on our person, but they were in our patrol bag that we kept in the trunk. Now, these are what I carry. Because I was not allowed to carry these. These are brand new. These are hinge cuffs. I love hinge cuffs. And I'll tell you why. When you have handcuffs in a pouch, right, and you have to arrest someone, you do it one-handed, and you got to pull it out, and you got to grab it and stabilize it, and then cuff the person, right? And then you hope that you grab it the right way, and you hope that you're not fiddling around, they don't get backwards. And of course, with practice, it's not difficult, right? But if you're struggling with someone, you don't want that added problem. We had to have that added problem because we were not allowed to use these. And I'll tell you why, once I get these off of me. If I can get it. Oh, there we go. Cool. You have this rotation here. These do not have that rotation. The nice thing about them is when I pull it out, they are ready to go. If I hook someone, I can twist it. I can control them very easily if they start fighting after I have one hand. These, yes, I can still do that, but it's more about pulling them. I don't have that rotational twist nearly as easily. These are great. The problem is a lot of departments don't use these because they can be a lot more uncomfortable. And honestly, the advantage is very nice, but it's not that big of a deal. Just practice a little more with these. However, for this stream, I will be handcuffed with these. The most uncomfortable handcuffs that are used by law enforcement are standard use law enforcement handcuffs. I'm going to be using these because since Delete Lawz wants to claim that 10 minutes in handcuffs, these is torture. Well, let's see what 10 minutes in the worst ones is like. Judy, thank you so much. Now, any questions about that? Went a little fast there. Anyone feeling up for testing their luck? Don't lose the key. Yeah, I have a key in my back pocket so I can get these off, hopefully. I don't know if I'll be able to get them. There's nobody else here. If I get stuck in these cuffs, I have to go to a neighbor. I don't have the fuzzy cuffs. No. What's the safe word? Mine is pineapple pizza. Mine is, I don't know that I have the safe word. Joey says, been handcuffed, shackled, and belly chained for half a day. Suck it up, cupcake. Now, to be fair, when you're belly chained, it's usually at the sides or in the front. Belly chains are fun. Those are, nobody super enjoys that. Archangel, how about we calm down for a second? Luke. Anyway. All right. Well, if any of you decide to spin that wheel. Aaron, thank you. Arash? Oh, God, Arash, that's 2 spins. And Aaron, I'll give you 1 spin. It's 25, but people have been generous. Aaron says the phone doesn't have 25. Oh, it doesn't have 25. All right, sorry. We'll just do 20 then. We'll do 20. Excuse me. My voice is going to go at some point. I'll allow it. Thank you so much. Arash, thank you so much. Says, I once handcuffed myself behind my back alone to the house to see if I can use the key to free myself. I panicked big. I got it off my own, but it was hard. Yes. So the day before yesterday, I did practice and I managed to get out. One practice is enough, right? I don't need to practice more than once. We'll see. All right. That's 3 spins. Oh, please, no. Okay. Oh, I hate them so much. Ugh. Yeah. All right, 2 more spins. Please don't. I'm 50-50. The odds are too good. All right. All right. One more spin. Oh, we have fun here. Oh, thank God. All right. I'm going to leave this out. I'm going to handcuff myself. 2 law enforcement standards. And I mean, we can do another spin. I'll just have to go for it with my face. I also have this here. I made sure that was there and ready. We'll shrink this bad boy down. I'm going to have to use the mask behind my back, so bear with me. Giant coyote, I don't know what you're talking about. Definitely not. It's just apple juice. So, there is no arrow because it was weird. It wouldn't load the image, so there is no arrow. But it does say at the where's on my screen? Right there. It has the yes or no. So, safer is boring. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Dan Low Fat is known around these parts for not knowing what he's talking about. It's good to have him here. That'll be fun. But this isn't about him today. Maybe some other day. This is about other things. All right, put my mouse behind me. All right, let's make sure I have the direction correct to get out of these. Afterlife, thank you. Okay. Where's my... Okay, this key is going to go here so I can grab it in an emergency. We're going to hope for the best. No, I'm clicking things with my mouse. Bear with me, folks. All right. Yeah, that's correct. All right. Dan Lowe, I know that you've been there, and you were wrong almost consistently the entire time. It was very impressive how wrong you were. All right. Problem is the sleeves. Rennie, I'll be fine. She's like, what? Who do I call if there's a problem? I'll knock on the neighbor's door. Hello, yes. Some people bring meatloaf for potluck. Not me, though. All right. I didn't practice this at all, folks. So this might be a problem. Bido Bear, I sure hope so. Oh, yeah. Okay. The keyhole's in the right way. All right. Now, what I should have done before this, let's see. 10 minutes starts now. So we're at 24 minutes. So at 34 minutes, if I get past that, I've successfully been tortured for 10 minutes. Tortured. All right. We are going to click. Oh, boy, this is tricky. That. Okay. Should have practiced this. And boom. All right. So, we're going to play this video. I can't. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. All right. We're going to play this video. And this video is Overturned Terry. 10 minutes. Something. Let me see. Overturn Terry. 10 minutes comprehensive guide to understanding Terry versus Ohio. We must. Hashtag overturn Terry by Delete Lawz. Published or premiered August 3rd, 2021. All right. And this is apparently 10 minutes is like part 1 of 3, I guess, of everything you need to know, except most of it's wrong. So let's do this. Okay. Where's the play button?
Terry et al. Petitioners versus Ohio.
So this is everything you need to know about Terry versus Ohio.
I don't know if the volume's high enough. Hold on. There's our boy, Delete Lawz. It's amazing. Things 10 minutes in handcuffs is torture. I'm literally doing a live stream in handcuffs, moving a mouse around. They're the difficult cuffs, too.
We're going to go over what the case is.
The facts in this case are these. This incident occurred at 2:30 in the afternoon, broad daylight in the downtown section of Cleveland, Ohio. The police officer in this case, one Martin McFadden, noticed 2 Negro males standing at the corner of 14th Street in the city of Cleveland, where Euclid Avenue and Huron Road intersect. These 2 streets, if the court pleased, form a triangle at the apex of East 14th Street. The police officer was approximately 100 feet away from where these 2 men were. He said, well, to tell you the truth, I didn't like them.
Didn't like them.
Yes.
So for this case to continue, for us to continue down the road of this case, you first have to buy that Martin McFadden was a super cop.
Absolutely not. We don't have to buy that McFadden was a super cop at all. Not at all. Now, folks, you might be wondering, hey, why are you still in frame? Because I don't want you to think I'm cheating. I am absolutely handcuffed. Let me see if I can. Absolutely handcuffed. All right. They're not double locked, so I have to be careful that they don't shrink anymore. Where am I? There we go. There's my mouse. Just adjust. All right, so apparently McFadden has to be a super cop to make the determination. Supreme Court didn't feel that way. In fact, I have the Supreme Court, what they said about this right here. It says, quote, there is nothing unusual in 2 men standing together on a street corner, perhaps waiting for someone. Nor is there anything suspicious about people in such circumstances strolling up and down the street, singly or in pairs. Store windows, moreover, are made to be looked in. But the story is quite different, where, as here, 2 men hover about a street corner for an extended period of time, at the end of which it becomes apparent that they are not waiting for anyone or anything, where these men pace alternately along an identical route, pausing to stare in the same store window roughly 24 times, where each completion of this route is followed immediately by a conference between the 2 men on the corner, where they are joined in one of these conferences by a third man who leaves swiftly, and where the 2 men finally follow the third and rejoin him a couple of blocks away. It would have been poor police work indeed. Poor police work indeed for an officer of 30 years' experience in the detection of thievery from stores in this same neighborhood to have failed to investigate this behavior further. So it's not that we have to assume he's a super cop. We just have to assume that he's a cop. Because anyone who didn't think the same as McFadden would have been bad at their job. Something that I concur with 100%. I didn't even have this quote, right? I was watching this video. We're a minute and 3 seconds in to Delete Lawz video where he says he had to be a super cop. And I'm just like, no, that's super suspicious for any police officer. Anyone should be aware that's super suspicious, right? And of course, then I review the Supreme Court case again because I've read it a few times, don't have it memorized, but I've definitely read it as any officer should, as basically anyone should. How am I typing person impersonating me? Someone's impersonating me. Rennie, if you wouldn't mind, just so that people don't get confused. Yeah, no, it's the Supreme Court agrees with me, shockingly. So it's weird that he's like, he's got to be a super cop. Did you not read this? Delete Lawz? Do you not read the Supreme Court case where they literally said that? Because how can you make this argument if you haven't read the Supreme Court case where they say you would have to be a bad police officer not to think this is weird and investigate it further? Come on, guy. Come on. He got called out in his stream with Team Skeptic where someone was trying to correct him on Terry versus Ohio. And he's like, oh, I'm an expert in Terry versus Ohio. I've read the whole thing. Obviously, you haven't, though, because that quote right there, any of you can look up Terry v. Ohio, 1968, and find that exact quote. My recommendation is Control F to find, and then type, "It would have been poor police work indeed." And then you can get the full quote there with the context, go up a few sentences. But like, what an absurd thing for him to start this with.
And he predicted a stick-up. We have to start from there to have a case at all whatsoever.
What kind of a neighborhood is that generally in
Face
Cleveland? A business
itches, folks. Hold on. Okay, I didn't plan for that.
neighborhood?
That is our downtown section, the busiest section of the city, Your Honor.
Downtown retail stores and offices and so on.
Yes, Your Honor. And the testimony of the police officer was that there was business as usual in the downtown center of the city. Stores were open. There were pedestrians on the street. The police officers stated that he positioned himself in the doorway of a department store by the name of Rogoff. For a period of 10 to 12 minutes, he observed these two males at the corner. Alternately, each made 5 or 6 trips over to 2 stores located on Huron Road. He said that he didn't know whether it was the United Airlines store or the Diamond store.
We're going to
Now, I don't... Shut up, Delete Lawz. I don't know about all of you, but I imagine a diamond store is a pretty good place for a robbery. No? Anyone else think this? Shocking, I know. We'll get to that more in a bit. Lilith Rose, thank you so much. Says, I have said of Hyatt speed cuffs. Ooh, the speed cuffs are nice. I love a good pair of speed cuffs. Set of the folders. GF has a way bigger collection. It's funny watching people struggling to move about, complaining, and then trying to get out when I have this much practice. The speed cuffs, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm remembering correctly, is the one with you can unlock it from either side. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Either way, I don't know. But hey, that's enough for another spin of the wheel. Let's see if we can get... Oh, I got it. I'm getting good at this. We're going to spin that wheel. Please don't. Oh, no. All right, I'll drink it. Oh, no.
Taser Daddy.
All right. There we go. Thank you. 90s Nostalgia Nerd, thank you so much. Says, these jack wagons, I've adjusted they're paraphrasing here, misuse or exaggerate certain words like tyrant, locking cages, etc. The more they keep using those words, the less impact they have. Love the work you do, Bacon. Oh, stop it, you're great. They'll use these big words like, oh, they're tyrants. Like, it lessens the meaning. Like, no. What happens when you run into an actual tyrant? Come on, guy. Anyway, that was a yes. So I had to find this. I'm just going to shoulder the microphone out of the way. I do not recommend doing it that way. Excuse me. I have to find the mouse. I've dropped it. We're fine. Everything's fine. We're almost at 10 minutes. We're about to enter torture time, ladies and gentlemen. Where it's officially torture. Because Delete Lawz says so, because he's a big old baby. But let's listen to what he has to say.
going to go over the battle between Reuben Payne and Louis Stokes. And really, Reuben Payne just lays a shellacking on Louis Stokes. And Louis Stokes lays a great big goose egg in the arguments for Terry.
They were standing on the corner conversing. Then, because of their not continuing in the flow of regular commerce, he observed one of the petitioners walk away from the other one and proceed approximately 100 feet west up the street.
Alternately, each made 5 or 6 trips over to 2 stores located on Huron Road.
He noticed the unusual activity of this petitioner peering in the jewelry store or the airline office there, that was something in the vicinity.
By the way, folks, what we're listening to are the oral arguments for the Supreme Court case, where Reuben M. Payne is arguing for the state, and then you have, who do you say? Someone Stokes. Louis Stokes is arguing for Terry. That's what this is. This is not from the actual ruling itself. It's just oral arguments prior to the ruling. So we are in official torture territory, ladies and gentlemen. I'm currently being tortured. Oh, as we can tell I am just in so much pain. Oh, Ken Berry, thank you so much, says 10 minutes of torture complete. You know it. It's almost like
Our Lord and Savior, Taser Daddy.
I need to make that more expensive. Yeah, YouTube's gonna delete this for torture. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that explanation of what we're listening to.
Of the airline office or the jewelry store, which excited the petitioner's attention in some manner or in some way.
When you listen to the Terry v. Ohio oral arguments, raw dog, just straight, they're only one.
Raw dog. I'm an expert on Terry v. Ohio. I also use terms like raw dog listening. Not that that would make him wrong. It's just, come on, guy. When you listen to it raw dog, like, is this a girl that I'm taking out on a date with great success at the end of it? I don't use the term raw dog. I don't know how to use it. Oh my God, raw dog. You listen to it raw dog. Come on.
1 hour. You'll hear that the number of times that Terry, Katz, and Chilton went over and looked in that diamond store window, it exaggerates constantly.
Wait. Sorry.
Straight, they're only 1 hour. You'll hear that the number of times that Terry, Katz, and Chilton went over and looked in that diamond store window, it exaggerates constantly throughout the entire trial. Of course, Lewis Stokes never pushes back on this, and the only time it's ever mentioned is when Thurgood Marshall mentions it later in the trial.
No, first of all, I don't believe Thurgood Marshall ever really. It's brought up one other time, right? So the defense says it was 5-6 trips, and then the guy speaking on behalf of the prosecution corrects that amount, and that's it. It's the only time that it's referenced again. One person said a number and the other person went, no, it was actually this. It's not exaggerated. It's just the prosecution has the number correct. And the defense is like, oh, I can't argue against that because I don't actually have the number. Presumably. Otherwise, they would have argued against it, obviously. Stop it. So, Mr. Payne, arguing for the state, what he said, let me give you a clue and let me tell you what this exaggeration was. Let me read the quote to you from these oral arguments because I have them in front of me and I actually read them, apparently unlike Delete Lawz. They were, quote, they were standing on the corner conversing. Then because of their not continuing in the flow of regular commerce, he observed one of the petitioners walk away from the other one and proceed approximately 100 feet west up the street. He noticed the unusual activity of this petitioner peering into the jewelry store of the airline office there, and there was something in the vicinity of the airline office or the jewelry store which excited the petitioner's attention in some manner or in some way. He then returned to his companion on the corner, had a conversation with his companion. His companion, in turn, alternately proceeded up the street and conducted himself in the very same manner that they alternated in this way. That they alternated in this way 4 or 5 times that thereupon a third man came across the street and had a conversation with them. And after having that conversation with them, that the third man returned back across the street and stationed himself there. That these individuals then engaged in the conduct which I have described previously 4 or 5 additional trips after that. So we're up to more than 5 or 6. It continues though. And then, after engaging these additional trips, making a total of some 10 to 12 trips, he observed that their interest was centered on the jewelry store or the airline office. That after so making the total number of trips, they went across the street, and then, and there again, the 3 men came together, at which time they were having a conversation, and at which time the officer had concluded that they were casing the establishment for a stick-up. So, that's the only other time that comes up. I checked. The number got corrected. And then the defense didn't challenge that because the defense didn't have the information to challenge it because their information was presumably wrong. It's not getting exaggerated, it's being corrected.
He then returned to his companion on the corner, had a conversation with his companion. His companion, in turn, alternately proceeded up the street and conducted himself in the very same manner. That they alternated in this way 4 or 5 times. That thereupon, a third man came from across the street.
This is what I just read, by the way, but hold on.
and had a conversation with them. After having a conversation with them, that the third man returned back across the street and stationed himself there. That these individuals then engaged in the conduct which I have described previously, 4 or 5 additional trips after that, making the
Hold on.
total number of trips. They then went across.
Making the total number of trips. He's just cut out the part that establishes the 10 to 12 trips. He edited the audio. He cut out the part that would destroy his argument. Well, not destroy necessarily, but the fact that he edited that out is almost like he doesn't want you to hear it because it's not good for his argument. That's super deceptive stuff there. How are you going to prove to me that Terry versus Ohio needs to be, overturned when you're lying about the reasons for it? When you're trying to pass off information that is not factual or has been edited in a deceptive way to remove things that would counter your argument. That's incredibly bad of you, dude. And anyone, not just me, anyone is able to find this out. I just happened to find it out because I was reading along and noticed that you skipped some stuff. Because I expected that from you, shockingly, and gosh, I wasn't wrong in that expectation, was I? What a crazy thing, huh? Let's keep going, though.
Across the street. The 3 men came together, at which time they were having a conversation, at which time the officer had concluded that they were casing the establishment for a stick-up.
I don't care if they went back and forth 4 times or 50 times or 100 times. We have the right to assemble in the United States of America.
Wait, this has nothing to do with the right to assemble. They appear to be casing a joint to rob it, which is not a constitutionally protected activity. The argument that this is about the right to assemble is so bad that nobody even considered it in the trial. It doesn't appear in the oral arguments. It doesn't appear in front of the Supreme Court in the ruling. It doesn't appear anywhere. Nobody considered that to be a good argument. This went to the Supreme Court. The right to assemble is in the First Amendment. Do you think the defense just forgot that the First Amendment existed? No! It doesn't apply here. This isn't about the right to assemble. It's about the fact that these guys were casing a joint to rob it. Stop it. Oh my God. It's also the right to peaceably assemble. Peaceably meaning lawfully, right? If you're assembling to commit a crime, that's an overt act of a conspiracy. That's the overt act to charge someone with attempt. That's not lawful, therefore it's not peaceable, therefore it's not peaceable assembly, therefore it's not a constitutionally protected activity. They're casing a joint. And I can't flail around right now because I'm handcuffed. This is the torture, not the handcuffs, the fact that I can't wave my arms like the good Italian person that I am. Yeah, ba-ba-da booping. I'm doing the hand things behind my back, in case you're wondering. Oh, anyway, so yeah, this guy, am I right? Archangel, who's saying that anyone could beat Chili? Who brought up a cage match? Archangel for Truth, our resident sovereign citizen, says that he would beat Chili in a cage match when he can't, not even on his beat day. But first of all, none of that made sense. Second, nobody said that. Are you talking about me? I never said I could beat Chili in a cage match. Why are you sovereign citizens and making things up? I mean, come on. What on earth are you talking about? Oh, again, spicy. Anyway, let's keep launching this nonsense.
We have the right to assemble. The Colfax massacre was based on black people assembling.
No! What? No! Okay, anyone here know about the Colfax massacre? Does anyone know about the Colfax massacre? Anybody? Okay, well, I'm going to explain it, because some of you probably do. There's a delay. But I'm going to explain it for those of you who don't. The Colfax massacre was an incident in 1873 in Colfax, Louisiana. Now, one political group got mad they lost an election. It's actually a kind of complicated thing. I'm not going to get into the complicated part of it. One group got mad they lost an election and decided to take a parish courthouse by force with a militia made up of mostly white people. The courthouse was defended by a militia of mostly black people. Do you think this is consistent? Delete Lawz with the right to peaceably assemble? 153 people died, champ. Shouldn't be hard to figure that out. that this is not a constitutionally protected activity. Peaceable assembly, ladies and gentlemen. Check the Constitution. The right to peaceably assemble. Or peaceable assemblies, one of the two. 153 people died. Not about peaceable. No. Absolutely not. He's making things up because he's... I don't want to say it's because he's dumb. I think it's because he's intentionally lying to you for I don't know why. Judy, thank you so much. Says, you got a nice buzz going. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just apple juice. Time to take them off before you can't. Just saying. We'll see. I'll take them off once we finish this video. Oh, my face itches. All right. I look like a mess right now because I'm banging my head against this thing. Rob, thank you so much. I'd give you a thumbs up back, but I can't. Yeah, so then he speeds forward for some reason because he messed up or rambled about something that was like he couldn't defend. And I don't know why he sped up here.
67.
Like, let me... Like, what is this?
People assembling.
What is this?
Most...
Was he like checking his notes? This is a thing that he says was produced by somebody. Why is it such poor production? Obviously, whoever's producing it's not funneling a lot of money into it. So he name drops his producers and some of his stuff, and is like, that's not that impressive. First of all, nobody's heard of your producer, and your producer's obviously not producing that well. Anyway.
The 1967 massacres were based on black people assembling.
What 1967 massacres? I'm not saying there weren't a lot of incidents in 1967 when the whole civil rights movement was near the end, but 1968 I think is generally what's considered the end of the civil rights movement. Although it depends on who you talk to. What massacre in 1967? Like, drop some names, dude. I can't read your board. What are you talking? Does anyone know? Like, there were some riots, but like massacres? Are you just applying titles cuz or what? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. Are my hands going numb yet? No, Archangel, because this is not torture. My hands are doing great. Still able to move my mouse and everything.
The police officer then says, I then went over to the three men. I said to them, I'm a police officer. What are your names?
Thank you, Aero Scout. Says he makes things up because he thinks we are stupid enough to believe it. Depends on his listeners, not back check. I assume you mean fact checking him. I'm going to have to pause for these guys because I can't scroll and find them after the fact. But yeah, I think it is just like a lot of people I talk about. They depend on their listeners not fact checking. Stacy, thank you so much. Says I've had cuffs on a lot longer than 10 minutes. Trust me, it was not torture. Love your live streams. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Little Dickens too says no, and I turned 18 in 1967. So I mean, you probably had a firsthand view of what was on the news and all that. So. I mean, there were issues. Don't get me wrong. In the 60s, there were big race issues, but I just want him to say what he's talking about, right? He's just throwing out, like, it's like buzzwords in the tech industry, right? Like just throwing things out to make people upset and be like, oh yeah, massacres are bad. But like, what massacres? Give us some information to work with here, dude. I Googled 1967 massacre, and I found some riots, but the closest massacre I found was in 1968. So either he's just applying terms that don't exist, or my Googling is bad, or he meant 1968 when he said 1967. This wouldn't be the first time he's gotten dates wrong. We'll get to that in a bit. But then they are too loose. I think you mean loose, Archangel. No, I applied them 100% correctly. They are exactly where they should be. Because I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional, and I've applied these in real world life. Your hands should not be going numb in handcuffs. If they are wrong. And the fact that you think that otherwise, Archangel, is just another tally in your enormous tally board of things that you've gotten wrong on my channel. But anyway,
In the first instance, he said, they gave it to me quick. In all other places in the record, he says, they mumbled something. He said, at this, I then reached and got Terry. I spun him around.
Every time Terry is mentioned, it flashes Terry on the screen. I don't know why, but okay.
Holding him in front of me, I then began to pat him down. He says, I felt inside of his top coat what felt to be the handle of a gun.
The cop testified, I didn't like him, so he ran over and grabbed him. That's against your Fourth Amendment right.
Except he's leaving out information again. This statement was clarified later, which is left out in this video, in the oral arguments by Mr. Payne, who stated, quote, may I then, in response to the justice's question, indicate first of all and clarify this. His testimony was not that he didn't like him. His testimony was that he didn't like their looks. Now, I don't think that he meant by the, Now, I don't think that he meant by that any reference to pigmentation or anything else. I think that he meant by that, when we take the entire record into consideration,
Our Lord and Savior,
Raj, thank you. The Cubs are, don't worry. The Cubs are fine. I'm doing great. Archangel, prove it or don't. I do not care. My cuffs are on correctly, and I'm doing great. Raj, I appreciate your concern. I'm doing great here, though. Honestly, if it did become a problem, I know exactly when it would become a problem. I'm perfectly fine. I got keys stashed around. No, I appreciate it, though. But I'm doing great. Anyway, so the quote, I don't think that he meant by that any reference to pigmentation or anything else. I think that he meant by that, when we take the entire record into consideration, the fact that this was in a downtown area, that these people were not continuing in the regular flow of commerce, as were other people on the street. And quote, I mean, I didn't like their look, meaning I didn't like the look of them looking like they're planning to commit a crime, not because of their race. Now, so much of what Delete Lawz brings up about Terry v. Ohio and a lot of his content is, it's racism, blah, and he'll connect completely unrelated things to it. No, because he thinks this. He takes this out of context because he didn't read the entire oral arguments or listen to the entire oral arguments or whatever. It wasn't about, I didn't like the way they looked because they looked black. It was, I didn't like the way they looked because they looked like they were committing a crime, which they were. It turns out they were committing a crime. So obviously it looked like it. And it was reasonable that he thought they looked like it. They were committing a crime. Come on. Tani, yes, I have handcuffs on because Delete Lawz said that 10 minutes in handcuffs for anybody, or he implied it, is actual torture. So I am proving that he's a big old baby. So yeah, so this is against your Fourth Amendment right. No, it's not. The Supreme Court ruled that it isn't in this case. Come on, my guy. Anyway, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
That's why Terry v. Ohio is the most liberty-stripping ruling.
That's an opinion. Objection. Objection. Statement of opinion is fact.
Affects us the most. The exact same thing that happened to John Terry, that Martin McFadden did to John Terry, can now happen to you.
Correct. Don't case diamond stores with your friends with the intent to stick them up with guns. The police can stop you too if they catch you preparing to commit felonies. Shocking, I know. Come on.
It's the exact same thing. A cop can look at you and be suspicious of you, and it's always probable cause.
This officer...
No. Oh, I'm being told, by the way, Delete Lawz is still here. Hi, Delete Lawz. Are you embarrassed yet? Because of the handcuffs, or because you're absolutely getting slapped around with the stupid information you're providing? So bad. Anyway, he says it's always probable cause. Let's see that again.
It can now happen to you. It's the exact same thing. A cop can look at you and be suspicious of you, and it's always probable cause.
No. That would be reasonable suspicion, by the way. It's not probable cause, it's reasonable suspicion. Even in Terry v. Ohio, it was reasonable suspicion. They went over that very clearly in the case, in the oral arguments and in the ruling. If you had read either of them, you would know this. Now, before I get into this, before the chats, no, the super chats are getting away. Hold on, I gotta move my mouse around. Excuse me. Aaron, thank you so much, says, I know when it would be a problem. I've heard that a few times. When someone has been drinking and so far, you'd be the first who is right. Now, retired colonel says, if you saw someone who looked suspicious in that area, you would say, quote, I don't like the look of him, end quote. That's my thought exactly. When I heard that, before Delete Lawz even made his argument, I went, yeah, that's consistent with the phrasing of the time. I listen to a lot of like film noir radio dramas. And yeah, like that phrasing is consistent with the time. Obviously, Delete Lawz didn't do his homework. Shocking. TC, thank you so much, says if there's any issue, Kermit, oh no, it's the chat, it's going crazy. Kermit will let him out. That's right. Yeah, Kermit is not. We'll see. I doubt Kermit will be useful. I heard dogs think as much. It says, love hearing how you correct these people. Well, I love correcting these people. I'm glad you guys enjoy watching me have fun, basically. Archangel for Truth, good for you. It sucks to be you. Don't make this all about you on this one, huh? How about that?
This officer testified.
I'm sorry, I had more to say. Reasonable suspicion. Yeah, sorry. So it would be reasonable suspicion if and only if they had reasonable articulable suspicion that you were committing a crime, sorry, let me rephrase that. Had committed a crime, were committing a crime, were about to commit a crime. Merely seeing someone walking down the sidewalk isn't probable cause, and it isn't even reasonable suspicion. If their hand was covered in blood, then if I was still, doing my law enforcement stuff, might have reasonable suspicion that something like, I don't know, an assault had taken place and could stop them for a brief investigatory, excuse me. It's the apple juice is hitting. Investigatory detention. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. If I then got a call over my radio that an assault had just taken place at the store, the person had just come carried out by a person matching that description, then I would have probable cause. But merely seeing them is not even reasonable suspicion. Seeing them and thinking there might be evidence of a crime I should investigate further, that's reasonable suspicion. Having enough evidence to have probable cause that a crime has occurred, is occurring, or is about to occur, well, that's an arrestable offense. But Terry v. Ohio is about reasonable suspicion, not probable cause. The probable cause came when McFadden patted down Terry, or whoever, they were patted down all three of them, and found 2 different guns, and then had probable cause for unlawfully concealed weapon. And then that's what they were arrested for. Now, Joshua Leith, thank you, says such torture. Thanks for doing what you do. How dare we actually research and approach this analytically? Finally, just doing this to annoy Delete Lawz and his cronies. Get yourself some fancy opportunities. I will take you up on that. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Rennie, by the way. Rennie is copying these and pasting them so I don't miss them. I really appreciate that because I'm a little tied up at the moment. Oh, I can't get to my buttons. Wait. Yeah. Because I made a good. Anyway. I should have moved that closer. Shame. Next time, I'll probably never do this. Sylvie, I appreciate your concern. I'm doing great. This isn't even close to a problem. Honestly.
Though, that he felt that they might be casing the place for a stick-up. Then the court inquired of him specifically if he had ever, and by the way, this police officer had been a police officer for...
All right, question is, why is Louis Stokes qualifying the cop for the judges? Why? Well, he's not. He follows up the statement with, when asked if he had arrested anyone for casing a place in his 39 years, he said that he had not. He being McFadden. So Stokes is trying to cast doubt on McFadden's ability to either identify the actions of casing a place or that casing a place is not cause for arrest because McFadden had never arrested someone for it before. Louis Stokes is trying to discredit the idea that what happened was appropriate. He's saying either McFadden doesn't have the qualifications to determine that it is casing the joint or that casing a joint is not enough for an arrest. That's what's happening. He's not qualifying the guy. Everyone involved, all the judges, everyone already knows the qualifications of McFadden. All he's doing is saying, in 39 years, you've never arrested someone for casing a joint, but now you're doing it? doesn't make sense. If you knew anything about law and how all this worked, delete Lawz, Chili, this would not be complicated. You'd not be confused about this. This is very basic stuff.
For 39 years and a detective for 35 years.
What did they say? They said Martin McFadden had been a cop for 39 years. They do this big emphasis on it. And so let's go back. He stops John Terry.
Okay, I gotta pause this because Archangel Truth says if Chili handcuffed Blue Bacon, he'd be crying. Yeah, because Chili doesn't know anything about law, to include how to handcuff someone. Chili would not handcuff me properly, I assume. Because this right now, me being handcuffed appropriately, 100% correctly, is not that bad. Chili, I assume, would not be handcuffing correctly. And the idea, like, if Chili handcuffed you, you'd be crying. If he handcuffed me and I was crying, it's because he'd be doing it wrong. Because I've handcuffed myself correctly. I have the exact right amount of space between the cuffs. I don't have it double locked. I should have it double locked, but of course I can't because there's a lot of I can't double lock myself. But saying that he'd make me cry by handcuff, yeah, I could make anyone cry by handcuffing them incorrectly. But I don't do that. I handcuff people correctly. I'm very careful about that because it's a really easy thing to get right. If I got it wrong, I'm in a lot of trouble. What a stupid thing to say.
3. So we can go back to 1923 is when Martin McFadden started being a cop, 1924. So what was going on in 1923, 1924? Prohibition. Before Brown versus Board of Education, police were the lynchmen. If you broke the black codes, police were the lynchmen.
If you broke the black codes? What are you talking about? Prohibition wasn't a black code. It applied to everyone. And he might be making the argument, well, people promoted it because it affected black people. People promoted it because it affected immigrants and minorities and all sorts of stuff. It promoted the Puritan American historical whatever. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's not a black code. What a stupid thing to say. I'm making his argument for him. I assume that's the argument he's making is stupid. There is no other argument he could be making there. I heart dogs. Thank you so much, by the way. It says to add to the passing off. I think you mean pissing off. But hey, I'm not going to put words in your mouth. Delete Lawz is Chili. Chili is the name he goes by. It's his nickname. It is not his real name. I'm not going to give you his real name yet. I have a lot of content on him to put out at some point. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get to exactly who he is. Not doxing, don't worry. Stop feeding him, says Chibi. Fair, but also it's so much fun to make him look like an idiot. Won't let you super chat. Well, Chibi, I appreciate you being here. Feel free to just hang out and say nice things. Or don't. It's just nice having you all here. Anyway.
America.
If people, the public, would
okay, he also brought up Brown versus Board of Education. I don't know what that's related to. That's 1954. There's a series of cases about integrating black and white people in school. Hold on, itchy nose. Problem solved for now. I don't know what it has to do with Terry versus Ohio at all. Like he does not in any way establish the connection between them. It does not make sense. But of course, I don't think he wants you to look too deeply into this. I mean, explain your position, guy. What are you talking about? Joshua Lee, by the way, thank you so much. Says all this racist stuff about prohibition, citation effing needed. Now okay. So I'll make some of his argument for him. Prohibition was pushed for since America. So a lot of America was founded by Puritans, right? Which is no drinking. They didn't even celebrate Christmas because Christmas is technically a pagan holiday in a way. Jesus was not born on December 25th. However, December 25th was a pagan holiday in Europe. And so when Christianity was spreading through Europe, they were like, wow, wouldn't it be easy if the pagans basically had the same date, but celebrated something slightly different, and then they wouldn't ask too many questions. And that's how he spread it. And so that was recognized by the Puritans. Were like, no, we're not going to celebrate that because that's not a real actual thing, which is fair. So the Puritans were also very much like, we don't like to drink. And then like drinking kind of became a big thing. Founding fathers, a lot of drinking. And then it continued. And so the Anti-Saloon League got created in the late 1800s, I believe. And then at some point, parts of the Anti-Saloon League, or all of the Anti-Saloon League, I'm not really sure, they did pair up with the KKK, because the KKK was like, oh, this prohibition thing would be a great way to screw over all these immigrants that are coming over that have more of a drinking culture. All these Irish, the Germans with their beer. Yeah, like screw these immigrants. We want a pure white America. It wasn't necessarily about black people, although that was certainly part of it. If anything, it was more about screwing over the immigrants. And then prohibition happened because, like, well, you know what? Like, alcohol does lead to immorality and crime. And then it just led to more crime with the basically creation of the mafia. It's a whole thing. I know a thing or two about prohibition and what caused it and what it led to, because I do research and know things. So this idea that it's a black coat is just incredibly stupid. Just incredibly stupid. Also, Miss Mandy, how's it going? Says, go subscribe to Ari's Corporate Fiction. Yes, subscribe to him, folks, if you haven't. Go check him out. He's a lot of fun. He's very close to 10,000, and he deserves it. He deserves all of it. But yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to get my mouse to scroll. I think I missed... Joshua. Okay, no, I already read that one, but hello again. I heard dog say as much. Autocorrect. Got it. Yeah. Fair, I expected. Let's see. Beth, thank you so much. Says, sorry I'm late. Sorry you got arrested. Here's some bond money. I appreciate it. All right. My hair's very messed up right now. You are correct. No problem. Anyway, I don't care, Archangel.
Let the police force handle the situation. I believe the integration would not be omitted.
Black
For real, I said omitted, but he said, I guess, admitted. I don't know what the context of that is. I assume integration, obviously. He's just throwing in random newsreels. Like, okay, what does that have to do with anything? It doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with anything related to Terry v. Ohio, because he misunderstood. He failed to read the oral arguments that established why I didn't like the way he looked, because he thought it was a race thing. No, it was, oh God, they're about to rob this place, which he was correct about thing. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
people in America aren't even free. So Martin McFadden...
People in America aren't even free. All right. Evidence, bruh. What are you... like, you're just saying things now.
And all the Supreme Court personnel, they're still being influenced by the Jim Crow Act. So these guys...
Provide evidence of your claim. And, okay, also, segregation or not, casing a diamond store is an indicator that you are going to rob that diamond store. Segregation has nothing to do with this. Robbing a diamond store is a crime. What is it exactly that you think police do? I don't even know. Anyway, sorry. Into the Blue MR says, I'm so sorry. I've been watching your channel for a few months now and love every podcast, but I missed the one where the super chat music was introduced. I don't know what it sings. To explain. Yes. So I made a little picture of P. Barnes. Now, P. Barnes is kind of famous for tasing a sovereign citizen in the courtroom. It's a lot of fun. And so I painted him as like the patron saint of tasers, just for a laugh. And then I went, you know what would be really funny? If there was music to go with this. So it says, our Lord and Savior Taser Daddy, P. Barnes. That's the answer to that. Anyway, let's keep going in this video. Where is my mouse? There it is.
Guys are raised, look at the years they're born. These guys are raised watching that Jim Crow Act that believe that black people are feeble-minded.
Okay. So they existed during a time where racism was present. So that must mean they are automatically in agreement with that racism. Holy sweeping generalization fallacy, Batman. It's a generalization fallacy. It's a sweeping words are hard. Sweeping generalization fallacy. Thank you. That's what that is. It's bad logic. I don't care about you, Archangel. I don't care about you. ooh, it sucks. If your rights were violated, go sue someone about it. File some criminal charges. Why am I getting it? Why am I involved? It's not my jurisdiction. You're not a subject of my law enforcement. I didn't do it. Imagine thinking that I'm responsible for your alleged civil rights violations or whatever. Figure it out yourself. My oath was not sworn to you. It was sworn to the Constitution. I never interacted with you. Go file a lawsuit on your own. Joshua Lee, thanks so much, by the way. It says, Chile, please go to North Korea, the Middle East, or China and continue to say the U.S. is not a free country. Haha. Fair point.
So Martin McFadden starts being a cop in 1930.
It's the song again. All right, so he just earlier said McFadden started being a cop 1923 or 1924, but now it's 1930. Like, you can't even get your dates right.
And then in 1954, black people are free. And 9 years later, McFadden sees John Terry, says he didn't like how they look. Well, there's no shocker to that. That's not a surprise.
Hold on.
Terry says he didn't like how they look.
Okay. I've already explained that part. And Chile left out the part where it is explained in the oral arguments what McFadden meant. He didn't like the way they looked because they looked like they were preparing to rob a diamond store, not because of their skin color. Kind of takes the wind out of your racism sails, doesn't it? Honestly, it kind of seems like his whole board that he's built behind him, which is created around his dislike for Terry v. Ohio due to an unreasonable no-knock raid on him in either 2001 or 2002. He can't keep it straight. He doesn't remember which date it was. It's kind of funny that he misunderstands, like he forgets his own dates. There's an intentional omission of facts here that would knock down this fragile house of cards of whatever he's talking about. Now, does racism exist in America? Of course. Is there institutional racism in America? Yes. Is this the way to prove it? Shut up, me. No, it's not the way to prove it. Absolutely not. Thank you so much, by the way, Pamela. It says your target fails to understand precedent. He cannot just interpret the law itself. He must read all of the use of that law. Finding the precedent is much harder than the law itself. Now, he has, and I will make videos on this, he has said that this is the first time a detention exists. This is the creation of a detention. No. Detention has been used. I found a case from 1915. I'm sure there's stuff before that. We'll get into that, though. A different video.
Well, there's no shocker to that. That's not a surprise.
The court specifically asked him if he had, during his 39 years as a police officer, ever previously observed anyone casing a place. He said no, he had not. Asked if he had ever arrested anyone for casing a place. In his 39 years, he said that he had not.
He helps make the case for the state.
No. But he did put in the bit he didn't include earlier. As I said before, that's not him making the case for the state. Stokes is trying to cast doubt on McFadden's ability to identify the actions of casing a place and or that casing a place is not cause for arrest. But of course, Chili here, delete Lawz, this guy, doesn't know that because he doesn't know anything about anything he's talking about. Come on. Joshua, thank you so much, says, I might be wrong, but doesn't that look like a conspiracy board? It does. You're right.
I then reached inside the coat and tried to remove the gun. I could not remove the gun. I therefore took the entire coat off of him and then took the gun out of the coat. At this point, he says, I ordered the three of them into the store. As I walked through the doorway, I said to the store personnel, order the wagon. He later explained that ordering the wagon means you are then under arrest.
Oh, Archangel for Truth. The Bible also says submit to the government. Romans 13. Yeah, don't cite religion at me. Huh? You're not going to like how it goes. Daphne, thank you so much. Says, we want to see you take the cuffs off now. Please, and drink some apple juice. You must be thirsty. Oh, we'll get there. We're almost done with this, by the way. We got a couple more minutes. And then should be good. I'm doing great.
Just because a cop is suspicious of you doesn't give him the right to walk over and grab you.
Well, you are correct. But omission of facts, my dude. Prior to grabbing the men, McFadden had detained them to investigate their actions, which were consistent with the planning of a felonious act. Now, what might you need to stick up a diamond store? A gun. In fact, In the oral arguments that Chili is so conveniently cherry-picking from, it is established that McFadden testified, quote, "Due to my observation, on Huron Road of these two men, I felt as though they were going to pull a stick up and they may have a gun," end quote.
Our Lord and Savior, Taser Daddy.
So what does McFadden do? He patted one of the men down over his jacket and lo and behold, felt an object that might be a gun. I'm trying to make sure I get all of your super chats in view. Excuse me. Having been a police officer for 39 years, I think we can assume that he knew what a gun felt like. You'll never believe this part, though. The thing that felt like a gun, it was a gun. So this idea that police can't grab you based on suspicion, incorrect. According to case law before and after Terry v. Ohio, by the way. However, that suspicion has to be reasonable, and the actions of the officers have to be reasonable given the circumstances, because the Constitution only protects you against unreasonable searches and seizures. This is just super basic stuff. Now, regarding the super chats, Johnny, thank you so much. Says, "Hi, Bacon, you deserve all the apple juice." Oh, I'll get to it. Don't you worry. Arash, thank you so much. Says, "This is torture to me watching you in cuffs for 15 minutes. Don't worry. I'm doing great. I'm having a good time. My only problem is I can't flail my arms around as much as I like. But as far as my body goes, super chillaxed. Just hanging out. I'll delay a little bit. Why not? But I appreciate your concern. I'm doing great. Don't worry. Let me just find my mouse there.
There's no probable cause. If you understand the Bill of Rights as written,
which Chili does not, by the way,
this case should be thrown out right here.
Once inside the...
Except it wasn't. And it still hasn't been. Almost as if a whole bunch of Supreme Court justices know more about the Constitution than the guy who graduated second to last in high school. Now, those are his words, not mine. He actually said that. Shocking.
Store. The three men were ordered up against the wall, whereupon he then searched Chilton. Inside of Chilton's top coat, he also found a loaded revolver. He searched the third male Katz, upon whom he found nothing.
So he found two guns. It's almost as if police know what they're doing sometimes. It's so crazy, I know.
Then caused these men to be removed from the haberdashery to Cleveland's police station. When they arrived at the police station, they were then booked for investigation. Sometime late the next day, after having been interrogated the following morning, these men were then charged officially, late the second day, with carrying concealed weapons. The police officer testified further, reference to questions propounded to him having to bear on the question of probable cause. We asked him, "Did you know any of these men?" "No." "Had you ever seen any of these men previously?" "No." "Had anyone given you any information regarding them?" "No." He was then asked what had attracted his attention to them. He said, "Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't like them."
Looking at someone and saying, "I don't like the way you look." What was the attitude and the sentiment of white people?
We've gone over this. It was about them looking like they were casing a joint for a stick-up, not their race. Again, Chili has conveniently left this part out. He says he's read all of this stuff. Obviously, either he hasn't, which means he's lying to you, or he has, he's leaving stuff out, which means he's lying to you. Not a good luck. Also, Cloud Strife, good to have you here. Glad that you, first time. I hope it's not your last time. I'm glad you're having fun. I usually handcuff myself during the streams. This one's a special one.
In the cities in the early 1960s in America.
I don't like it.
Why not?
Well, I just don't think it's right. If there ain't people in Mississippi ready for that, then they'll say they are.
Why is this relevant? What does this have to do with Terry versus Ohio? Again, I didn't like the way he looked, and therefore it's a thing about race. Except that's not what it was about. It was in the oral arguments. Come on, guy. Regardless, even if it was about race, casing a joint for a stick-up is a crime no matter what your skin color is. Come on.
You agree on this?
I think that we were better off before it started.
Well, I think they should have stayed where they was at and just trying to stir up trouble. That's all it is. They should have stayed where they belong.
Well, I don't think none of us like it. I mean, I just think we ought to have open season on all of them.
Well, I don't know. I mean...
Oh, Archangel for Truth wants to debate me on Romans 13. Oh, you're an ordained minister? I feel so bad for the people that you were. I mean, anyone can be an ordained minister, though. You just go online. But okay, yeah. Yeah, let me get my friend who graduated from a Christian college in theology and have them get involved and teach you a thing or two. I mean, you barely even, I say barely, you don't even know law. Why would I expect you to know religion? Terrible. Terrible. Embarrassing. Frank Perry, thanks so much. Says he graduated second to last. OMG. Who was last? Glenn Serio? And even the cops were nice and made sure Glenn's cuffs were comfortable. Yeah, because cops tend to do that. It's not hard to do. In fact, because it's really easy to make them comfortable, if you get that wrong, you get in a lot of trouble. Not that I want, it's getting in trouble is not why I want to make sure the cuffs are comfortable. It's because I recognize that the people I'm putting in cuffs are human, I almost swore at you guys, human gosh darn beings. Why would I want to torture you? What a stupid thing to think.
It's not going to last too long before the people down here get a little antagonized with it, and they're going to take it in.
Someone needs to talk to the producer of this and say, hey, be more involved. This is dumb.
Their own hands
up to the point where he spun Terry around. Had he done anything outside what a policeman might properly do? No, he had done nothing outside of what a policeman.
You know what? Joey says, I can become an ordained minister online. I'm tempted to do that too. So I can be like, me too, dude. Not hard. You just pay some money.
Might ordinarily do. Now, if then at that juncture he had reason to believe they might be armed, did he have to complete his questioning first, or could he frisk them? I would say, under the circumstances presented to me, that he...
We're pausing again, because Papa Frank says I actually have a doctorate of divinity, and I'm a minister. Legitimate, not mail order. Papa Frank, leave a comment in the comments, in the live chat. Tell us what your thoughts on Romans 13 are. I'd love to hear them, actually, because, I love to hear information from all sorts of sides. And if you agree with Archangel, hey, maybe I need to review this further.
He did not, under those circumstances, have the right to lay hands on the citizen. And this would be because you do not think the record shows that they had any reason to believe they had weapons.
Can I hit the button with my head? Yeah, there have been a lot of errors, so it's very loud. Yeah, there you go.
No, that he didn't have. I'm saying that the point that you lay your hands on the citizen and you begin to exercise dominion over that citizen on the streets by spinning him around. In order for you to do this, that you must have the probable cause that is required to place a person under arrest, because this person is substantially under your custody, your dominion. Then you mean he can't frisk for weapons without probable cause to arrest? Is that what you're saying? Yes.
Pay very close attention. This next part is...
Hold on.
Yes, because this person is substantially under your custody, your dominion. Then you mean he can't frisk for weapons without probable cause to arrest? Is that what you're saying? Yes.
Well, of course the defense would say that, but you absolutely can. The defense is arguing otherwise for obvious reasons, but this is supported by case law from before Terry versus Ohio. For example, in 1964, which is 4 years before the ruling on Terry versus Ohio, there was New York Court of Appeals ruled on People versus Rivera. And of course, New York Court of Appeals isn't the Supreme Court, but this is the first Supreme Court case that really dealt with this. I'm just saying that this was something that had been addressed elsewhere. The ruling was, quote, and as the right to stop and inquire is to be justified for a cause less conclusive than that which would sustain an arrest, so the right to frisk may be justified as an incident to inquiry upon grounds of elemental safety and precaution, which might not initially sustain a search, end quote. Now, of course, as I said before, this is not a Supreme Court case, and it's not in the same location, but it does establish that the defense's opinion on Terry's situation was not universal. Crazy, I know.
Pay very close attention. This next part is where we all lose our liberty.
Archangel of Truth says real torture for Blue Bacon would have to have his mouth duct taped. You spelled duct tape wrong, by the way. For 10 minutes, bring your theologians, because I have over 20 years teaching. Yeah, that's exactly 20 years is what Delete Lawz says he has, and look how wrong he is. So obviously that's not a great measure, length of time. How embarrassing for you getting things wrong all the time as you do.
Where the Fourth Amendment is washed away. Pay very close attention.
And then it just ends. Here's the part. Pay very close attention. Here's the part. Ended. Anyway, where's my mouse? All right, hold on, folks. All right, now let's get these handcuffs off me. I managed to do that for about an hour, actually, exactly. See if I can get these off. Huh? How's everyone doing? I just saw how love me Artie is. Artie here? Oh, hi, Artie. Well, I'm handcuffed right now. Otherwise, I'd wave. See if I can get out of it. I didn't put these on backwards, did I? That would be a problem. Pretty sure I got this right. I'm looking. I'm finding it. How's everyone doing? Ah, found it. Okay. Yeah, Houdini's got nothing on this guy. Maybe. All right, I just got to not drop these keys. Neat. Yeah, that's perfect. Who's more annoying, Archangel of Truth or Delete Lawz? The moment, Archangel of Truth, just because I've dealt with him more. That one I don't remember. Let's do this one instead. I know I don't practice this, okay? I'm doing great. Oh, I almost have it. I think I put these on not the way I wanted to. I might be stuck here forever. Oh. Oh, I thought I had it. The Skypo. I don't practice this thing. Want me to leave? How about I want you to make sense in English. Call up the neighbors. This might take me 10 minutes. Houdini's actually dead. So, in the ground is the answer to that question. Linda, thank you so much. Says, hi from Boston. Sorry late to the live. Happy to be here now, though. I'm happy you're here, too. You're watching me try to get a handcuffs. I gotta find my long handcuff key. Colony says, do I need to drive to Seattle to rescue you? Yes. No, I got this. It's fine. Where is it? Why am I struggling so much? That's what I got for not. I practiced 2 days ago. I didn't practice yesterday. I should have practiced yesterday. This is what. Oh, I did it. This is why you show up to the streams. Little monkey noises. Oh, I dropped the key. No. It's all right. Now we know it's doable. We know it's doable. MSC Burry, thank you so much. Super chatting you for a key for your cups. And Daphne, thank you, says free bacon. Matthew says, maybe practice for trying your magic tricks live. I practiced once. That's enough. I had it in the keyhole. Oh, I got it in the keyhole again. No, I twisted the wrong way. Oh, yes. Suck it, Houdini. That only took me 5 minutes to do. I don't know how long that took. Oh, my God. We're free. Yeah, I was in handcuffs for an hour. Guess what? Not torture. What a shock. It's almost like Delete Lawz is a little beta bitch. I feel like I deserve a drink for that. Oh, no. No, my girlfriend would laugh and be like, your problem, dude. Get out of here. Cheers, everyone. To a delightful stream. What fun. All right, what's on the schedule now? That's all I had. That was my plan. I got out of those faster than I thought I would. So yeah, that was part 1 of why we need to get rid of Terry v. Ohio. And like most of it was wrong. So let me stop sitting on my mouse, by the way. Oh, you guys are the best. Aaron, thank you so much. Says, this just in, local investigator and YouTube celebrity found dead, handcuffed in his recording room. No suspects have been named. Found after neighbor reported odd smell coming from garage. Rift Kai, thank you so much. I'm glad you were entertained. Joshua Lee, I had it in the keyhole. That's what she said. Thank you, by the way. And Daphne, thank you, says, drink. Bottoms up. You're right. Oh, you guys are the best. I know I said I was going to do last every time. I got to up that. Archangel, why did I shake my hand after I moved them? Probably because I was straining to figure out how to get the key in that hole. Oh, wink. But you don't know too much about getting keys in holes, do you? Blech. Not torture, though. Shocking. Arash, thank you. I'm sorry for putting you through that stress. I was doing great the entire time. Now, fuzzy pink handcuffs next time. That's right. But keep in mind, these are the less common handcuffs because they're so restrictive. These are what you're generally going to see. I do prefer these for functionality because they're easier to use for the police officer or the MP in my case. But a lot of departments only authorize something like this. But these are the nicer ones. These ones are easier to get out of, by the way, if I had done that. Yeah. But I found the most difficult standard handcuff I could. And I was in them for an hour, still making Delete Lawz look like an idiot. Not a problem. A Dark Messenger, thanks so much, says, dropped everything to be here. Did not disappoint. Hey, I'm glad you showed up. And if you got something important, I always keep these up so you can watch them afterwards. But I do love having you guys so I can interact with you, because that's half the fun. That's most of the fun, honestly. Well, let me get rid of this music. It's being able to talk to you guys and interact with you and answer questions. I love answering questions because I don't know what people want to know. I just put out information I think is useful. And I try to cover a lot of bases, like my last video with Johnny 5-0, where I was like, oh, you can't hear the taser, and this is why. I assumed people were going to have the question, because I was like, wait, why don't I? Is he faking it? And then I was like, oh, wait, no, of course. Because it gets quieter on contact, because the electricity isn't sparking in the open air, making those... There's a technical term for it. I don't know. But yeah, I love having you guys here. I love doing these streams. The thing I don't like about them is the information is very much spread out. And so like when I just do the standard videos, I can condense it quite a bit more, which helps get that information out. But I do love interacting with you guys. Kermit, do we want Kermit to sing? What do we want Kermit to sing? Let's see the wrists. The wrists are, I mean, to be fair, so they're going to be marked because I was really pulling at them at the end to get those the key in. And honestly, it looks bad. It doesn't feel bad, right? Like, in full disclosure, that's what it looks like. This is not from merely having them behind my back. This is me having it behind my back and trying to get the key in. But it's not torture. Now, besides, the torture was the shoulders, according to Delete Lawz. Not the wrists. It was the shoulders. So this isn't the torturous part, according to him. So regardless of what this looks like, I can promise you, doesn't hurt, right? Like if I can hit it, not a problem. It's just the skin is a little like, bleh. But anyway. Ugh, that was a fun one. I am very pale, so this does show up quite a bit. It's getting sunny again. Washington just rains all the time. Oh my God. It's so rainy. I hate it. Kermit needs handcuffs. I don't think the handcuffs will fit Kermit. Oh, forgot about it. Forgot the green. Ooh, he's dusty. All right. Getting dust all over me. Hands behind your back. See, it doesn't work. Why am I putting these here? What am I doing with my life? Why are you so dusty? No. All right. What's Kermit singing? Now, keep in mind, these are Smith & Wesson handcuffs. These are legitimate law enforcement standard handcuffs. This is the exact brand I carried and used and arrested people with. These are not fake in any way. They don't have a release lever. They're not fuzzy. They're not, I mean, nothing wrong with fuzzy handcuffs. All right, a little padding, but so dusty. Joshua, thank you so much. Says contrast, blue bacon. I love answering questions. Chili, I don't answer questions. Fair. I love answering questions. I'm here to help you guys understand things. Cuff myself to Kermit. Rodent, I'm not, no. Judy, thank you. Says come down to Tucson. Hey, we'll put a nice crisp on you. Hey, you know what? When I travel, absolutely. Jailhouse Rock. What's wrong with flexi cuffs? You know what? They're so good. I think it's just that they can be cut, I guess, or that like they can degrade. I don't really know. Tani, it was good to have you here, by the way. Thanks for stopping by. And oh yeah, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. What's a good Irish song? There's whiskey in the jar. Seems appropriate. Let's do that. Well, that's too bad, Archangel. Then sucks. Sue or don't. Don't come complain to me about something I had nothing to do with. Right? If you want him to understand and not misrepresent whoever this officer was, go talk to him about it. Oh, Danny Boy is a good one. Yes. All right, I'll do Danny Boy and I'll do Irish Rover. Irish Rover and Whiskey in the Jar. Irish Rover lyrics. And I feel like, see if I remember this one. Do I remember Irish Rover? We're going to put a pause on Irish Rover. I don't know that I remember it. But next time. I'll do Danny Boy just to warm up. My voice is not going to be great because I've been screaming all of yesterday. According to some, it's not great anyway. That's not going to stop me. We have fun here and people ask for it, so I must be doing something right. Hello, everyone. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you, oh wait, no, that's, 'tis you must go and I must buy something, that's how the words go. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, are all the valley hushed and white with snow. It's a little high for me. I just work with it. Okay. You okay? No, I'm not. And shut up, dude. You're ruining it. I'm sorry. In sunshine or in shadow. I'm sorry, Little Dickens, for ruining your father's favorite song. I'm so sorry. I can do it lower. You probably should. Okay, I mean, you can do it lower. Yes. Oh, Danny boy, I love you. So, what just happened? What? Why am I down here? What just happened? There we go. That was All right, anyway. When winters come and all the flowers are dying. It's kind of in the way. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Where was I? I don't know. Am I dead? As dead I will maybe. You'll come and find the place where I am lying. And kneel and say, lyrics are hard. But I shall hear, though soft you tread. Oh, though soft you tread above me, and all my grave shall warmer, sweeter be. Good luck. I know. And you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. Kermit sing like William Shatner. But I shall hear through soft and you tread above me, and on my grave shall warmer, sweeter be. How's that? It's all right. How's next? Let's do Whiskey in the Jar. All right, I'm down for it, dude. All right. As I was going over the Farfine Carry Mountains, I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. I first produced me pistol, and I then produced me rapier, saying stand and deliver, for he was a bold deceiver. Moosha ring dum-a-da, bum 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 bum, whack folly daddy-o, whack folly daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Why don't you do the bum bum bums? Okay, I can do that. All right. I counted out his money, and it made a pretty penny. I put it in me pocket, and I took it home to Jenny. That bitch. Whoa, it's a children's show. I'm sorry. I'll explain why, folks. She sighed and she swore that she never would deceive me, but the devil take the woman, for they never can be easy. Musha rig doo-ma-doo dum-a-da, bum 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 bum, whack folly daddy-o. Whack folly daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. It's pretty good bum-bums. Oh, thank you. Don't get big-headed about it. Okay. I went into me chamber, all for to take a slumber. I dreamt of gold and jewels, and for sure it was no wonder. But Jenny threw me charges, and she filled them up with water. Then said for Captain Farrell to be ready for the slaughter. Moosha rig dum-a-doo dum-a-da, bum 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 bum, whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. You want to keep going? Yeah, we could keep saying it. 'Twas early in the morning, just before I rose to travel. Up comes a band of footmen, and likewise Captain Farrell. I first produced me pistol, for she'd stolen away me rapier. But I couldn't shoot the water, so my prisoner I was taken. Moosha rig doo-ma-doo dum-a-da, bum 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 bum, whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. There's more, but I mean, that's pretty much all we really need. Anyway, what else we got? Sorry. Oh, Alana, it's your birthday. The Kitty Man? I don't know the Kitty Man. The Kitty Man. Oh, yes. Kermit can sing that. Let's see. Kermit, you ready? Oh, hold on. All right, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There once was a cat with a hungry... I can't do it. Well, I can't, not with the beat. I don't have the versatility. We're just going to have to suck it up. There once was a cat with a hungry belly. The name... Get it together, dude. Sorry. The name of the cat was Whiskers Jelly. His throat was dry and his bowl was bare. Meow, my furry cat's meow. Meow. Mao? Like Chairman Mao? I messed up. Yeah, you did. Get it together, dude. Let's start it again. Meow, my furry cat's meow. Meow. You almost did it. Huh? I'm working with amateurs. Meow, my furry cat's meow. Meow. Okay, that's better. Soon may the kitty man come with some birds. Wait. With some birds and mice and some tasty nums. One day when the critters come, we'll eat till our bellies are full. Well, Jelly got his boys and they gathered round. They scattered seeds from a sack they found. In hopes that the seed they sprout on the ground would bring small critters a boot. Soon may the kitty man come with some birds and mice and some tasty nums. One day when the critters come, we'll eat till our bellies are full. Meow. There it is. Anyway. I call him out all the time. He's garbage. I am a professional. I don't know what he's doing. I'm right here. With your hand up my ass. All right, hold on. Oh, all right. Not anymore. Anyway. Yeah, Rennie finally let me buy her pizza. She's the best moderator I could ask for. And of course, I have some great moderators now. I've spread the love. But she's a staple in my life on YouTube. My God, does she help? I could not do this without her, honestly. One of these days, we're going to do a stream where every one of your generous super chats and stickers is going to go directly to her, to buying her food or I don't know what. But she deserves all of it, honestly. She's incredible. She's feeling a little under the weather right now. So hopefully, I think she's going to be okay. But she's the best. Am I still playing the tuba? I've looked at the sheet music just to get keep maintaining the fingerings. I might rent it again. I think it'd be fun. I might. It's tempting to rent a sousaphone just for funsies. But I don't know if this space would support it, honestly. But any questions, folks? We got about 12 minutes left before I got to get out of here. Now's the part of the stream where it's just, I don't know. We went through the main part. It's impressive being a mod. I mean, Team Skeptic, from the one video I've seen, it's good stuff. I'm looking forward to checking out more by Team Skeptic based on what I've seen. Oh, trombone. I can get a trombone for pretty cheap off Amazon. Like a cheap trombone off Amazon. I really do kind of want a trombone. I'm going to be honest with you. I do. I've wanted a trombone for a while. How can you not want that? Oh, they're so fun. What am I drinking? It's apple juice. It comes from a Canadian club. If you catch my drift. John Coyote, art collab with you. Ooh, I'm tempted. I'm interested. Susie Wise says, would you debate chili? Absolutely. 100%. Dutch Doyle, thanks so much. But, I Heart Dogs, the French horn, such a beautiful instrument. It's one of the hardest instruments from what I understand, because that tiny little mouthpiece. I love the French horn so much. They're expensive though. I did see one at auction for. Was it auction? No, someone was selling a used one for like 150. I was like, I do not need a French horn, but that is a good price. And I was tempted. I was very tempted. But yeah, no, I would absolutely debate Chili. He challenged me at the very beginning of the stream. It's just that I already had plans. But I'm not going to disrespect all of you because he feels insecure about himself. You know, like contact me separately. Let's make plans. Let's do it. But I'm not going to disrespect you guys. I love you guys. I love these streams. I love interacting with you. I'm not going to do that off the cuff unless I absolutely think it will be better than whatever I've planned. And I think what I had planned was pretty good. I think it was a pretty good stream. You know, with the handcuffed, with the mouse behind my back, making it work. I did not think it would go that well. I'll be honest. I thought I was going to just, like, I thought I was going to manage it, but not as well as I did. I'm pretty happy with myself. Anyway. Oh, we have fun. So apparently, Lawz is still here. So he heard me, presumably. I will absolutely discuss this with you and explain what you got wrong. Not that I haven't already just now, but now you know my talking points. Oh no, I'm at a disadvantage. Good luck. But yeah, art collab, John. Absolutely. Let's talk. Which is more expensive, a cheap trombone or a long zoom lens? Long zoom lens is cheaper. You can get a 1,000mm lens. And I know because I bought one once. It wasn't good, but it was functional. For about $100. They're very, very powerful. Way more than an auditor would want, honestly. Like, they're just too powerful. But like 300mm is going to be probably the end range. And so I was looking at stuff when I was looking at lenses for the videos on not Johnny 501. I already forgotten on James Freeman. And I was talking about lenses. I was looking up lenses. You can get an adjustable focal length lens, like 40mm to 250, which is probably perfect for whatever they're doing, for under 100. Now, a trombone, like a playable trombone, you're looking at 100 something, right? Like, you can get them because trombones are not that complicated, build wise. A good trombone is expensive, but like a functional trombone, which is all I really want. Let me see. Pull up the old Amazons. Pretty cheap. Well, I'm glad it was a good birthday present. Whose birthday was it? Where did I just see that? Where was it? Oh, Archangel. Yeah, I was going to debate you too. Sure. Like, let's set up a time. Why not? All right. Well, whose birthday was it? No. I just saw it and then it moved. First of all, Jenna Bella Expectation versus Reality. Thanks so much, by the way. It says, let me know the next time you want to handcuff yourself. I'll come by, but I'm going to need to know your safe word. You know, just for safety reasons. Wink, wink, wink. There it is. I missed the foot pedal there. Anyway. All right. Whose birthday was it? I'm just going up through the stuff, and it was somebody said it, and I've forgotten. Rennie, help. I saw it. It is now gone. Where did it go? Oh, where did it go? Aaron says a frauditor would want a lens that actually reduces the zoom just for an excuse to get closer. I think fair, right? Like, there is a solution, but Oh, all right, Alana. Yeah, sorry, Alana. Yes, happy birthday, by the way. Birthday drink to you. Everyone, feel free to wish Alana a happy birthday. If Alana's cool with that. Pat, you calm down. But sorry, the chat keeps jumping on me, so I'm scrolling. It will just jump. Not that I have a problem with that, you guys. I love the interaction, of course. But great leader! Congratulations on procreation, if you know what I'm saying. 1 month. That's a big deal. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, sorry. I was looking up trombone. Trombone. All right, 209, 199, 189. They've gone up in price since I last checked. Like, that's still a very reasonable price for an instrument. Probably get one used for, like, nothing. Let's check Facebook Marketplace. Love Facebook Marketplace. It's so good. Trombone. 1,200, I think not. Yeah, $100 for a used trombone. 100, 115, 120, 100. Ooh, a Jupiter trombone. Those ones I think are pretty nice, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Oh, ships for 50. I don't know. Might be a reason to get a trombone. I've wanted one for years, but I never had a real reason. It's just like, that would be fun to own, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't. What do I use a trombone for? Judy, you gonna get the flute part? I'll do the trombone part. My part's just gonna be, and then you do whatever you want on the flute. Problem solved. But yeah. I mean, I still have the trumpet, but which I only relearned to play the Jeremy DeWitt song. Little Dickens, I've had some pretty good luck with the marketplace. Pat, you're not wrong. You are the reason now. It's not a bad. I mean, do I want to learn a trombone? I don't know. Yeah. Don't know. Well. Nico says Delete Lawz has a definite history of trying to talk over and filibuster unmoderated debates. You were absolutely correct. He'll shake his head when legitimate facts are presented and then just interrupt a bunch. I'm prepared for that. If he wants to debate me, it will be on my turf. Because obviously he can't handle himself. So, I have to play by the rules. And Ren will be in charge. We've already had a debate on this channel with her in charge. She has muted me before. So, you know, she plays by the rules. But we're not going to do that whole thing with Team Skeptic where nobody gets muted. Which I understand, right? I understand that. But like that demonstrated that's not going to work. Because he's incapable of being reasonable in debate. So it's going to be very much like each person gets 2 minutes or something. Right? During which point the other person cannot talk. And, you know, great. You know, take your notes, wait your turn, etc., etc. Aaron says, on your turf? On your turf? Because you don't already have a massive advantage in the field of intelligence and facts? Fair. Don Moore says, yes, he will steamroll right over you because he doesn't care about rules. I mean, that's the thing. If we're going to do this, it's going to be each person gets a set amount of time to make their statement and then rebuttal and whatever, right? And during that time, the other person is going to be muted. Including me. I will be muted. So, I'll be honest, I didn't watch the entire thing, the entire debate. once it became clear that it was just devolving into a bunch of yelling, and understandable because it's very frustrating to debate someone who refused to listen. It was just like, I don't think there's anything else to gain. But I went over it afterwards and listened to a bunch of it and got a whole bunch of information that I'm going to use to make a whole bunch of content. I got like 18 pages on just things he's gotten wrong, and that's just scratching the surface. But Judy, you got this. Ask when will I do the next game simulator? Hopefully soon. Maybe tomorrow. I can't promise that. Hopefully soon. Hopefully I'm going to do a VR stream where I do like Pavlov or something. Hopefully, we'll see. But I'm looking forward to doing another. I'm definitely doing another Sea of Thieves streams because they've just put in new content. And one of my buddies wanted to do that, and of course, do more pretend to be a sovereign citizen stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I will put up a poll for what the next stream is going to be. Either more sovereign citizen bingo, one of the mystery board games I have, or the mystery solving book to go through, or if something else pops up, we'll throw that in there as well. I know I was supposed to do that for this week, but then the handcuff thing popped up and I was like, I got to do it. So I'm going to end it here, folks. I'm going to end it here. You guys have been phenomenal as always. Thank you so much for being a part of this. You guys are the best. I had so much fun doing this. For those of you concerned about the handcuffs, I mean, look at this. It's already basically gone away. Like, was not torture. I was totally fine the entire time. It was too easy. It was so easy. But, yeah, as always, had tons of fun. Tons of fun with this stream. You guys are the best. If you want to like the video, feel free to. If you want to subscribe if you haven't, feel free to. If you want to leave a comment in the comment section, I do read those. And I enjoy having conversations with you guys there. So by all means, but see you all later, you beautiful sons of the guns that you are. And until the next time, be good. And excuse me, I just reading the thing on my list. I have a thing I'm about to click. It's called ending soon. Until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, be good, stay safe.